Okay, so I'm back on Python, and for this episode or tutorial or whatever you want to call it, this video, I will be going over data storage. So um, I'm going to make up some data. So right now in my ICT BTech course that I'm doing right now, A levels, I am doing it's to do with Python and a tournament scoring system. Okay, so I'm going to use individuals as a list, and I'm gonna have individual names in there. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna add a function called add individuals. I should probably do individuals. Okay, so here I'll do the player name and add an input. So this basically is asks the user enter a name, and the user will have to enter a name. After the name is entered, it will do individuals dot append, and there will be player name. Okay, so I'm gonna call the function as well. Okay, so basically, if you run this program right now as it is, we'll do Keval. That's my name, and then it. Okay, I should probably to show you guys what's inside. I'll print out the list. So there. Okay, so now if I do Keval, okay, so it prints out the list as well with my name in it. That's good. It's been appending. Now, for example, if you want to store it into the files, okay, so you could use Python's basic thing. So you can use um, with open no file equals open, and then the file name. So individuals. Okay, let's keep the same as that. .txt, because we're going to be using a txt file for this. You could do .csv. um I don't know anymore to be honest. So we're gonna use .txt. That's the simplest and most common. So there's W for write, R for read, A plus for append. We're gonna do A plus to append. Then we're gonna do file dot write lines, right? So that's it. Okay, and then player name. Okay, it's gonna write the player name in the thing in the file, and then file dot close. Make sure to close. It's close the file so you don't keep it running. So if we run the program, we're gonna so we can see the files over here. Data storage is the actual file that we're using right now. So if I write keval, it ends and it creates a file called individuals. If you open this up, um, it has my name in it. Okay. Now, here's a thing. So if you are using this within a program, if you were to add another name, so someone else, okay, so if you open up the individual with text again, there's no spacing, so like it doesn't look professional, and it's very hard to extract names after this. Okay, so to overcome this, okay, we can do something along the lines of this. um we're gonna do slash n. Okay, so what slash n does basically is it skips a line. So player name. Okay, so if you were to run the program again, we'll do Keval. Okay, and we're gonna add me again. Okay, now we're gonna open the text file, and you see that each person has a line basically. So that's good. It will just keep on going down and down. Um, and individuals. Okay, so now what I want to add is importing. So if I want to import the data back into the program, so um, we can do something along the lines of file equals open, and then the same file, because we're still reading the same file, dot txt. Remember the txt, sometimes I forget and then it gets irritating. We're gonna read, so r, and then file dot read lines. Okay, but we're gonna do a variable, so we're gonna do lines. Okay, so lines equals file dot read lines, and we're gonna do file dot close. Okay, so lines is now a list. Okay, and each value in the list is one line. Okay, so with that said, we're gonna do a strip command. So you could literally just pop this out of Google. So if I were to go get my Google Chrome here, so where did my Google Chrome just go? Okay, so my Google Chrome's here. If we do python dot strip, okay, something should come up. Strip method. Okay, so here we go. We've got something along the lines of this. So we look at this example because I would say that's the easiest way to look at it. So it removes all of this. So we're gonna use this basically to minimize that. And we're gonna use it up here. So our string is gonna be the list. No, yeah. Would it work like this? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna try it. I haven't tried it to be honest now. But we'll see. So for value in no for line in lines print line. Okay, so we're gonna see. Okay, so nothing prints for some reason. Okay, so we haven't called this importing function. Okay, I'm gonna add a return over here. So trace back. Strip list has no attribute thing. Okay. So what we have to do, okay, I've thought of something. So for line in lines, okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Okay, so okay, and then we'll create a list equals what could I call it? This is some very inefficient. Okay, look, if you could just give me 1 second, I can get the actual code. Okay, so this is why I'm not even good at Python. I mean, I'm not good at Python. I told you that much from the beginning. Okay, so I'm gonna actually find the work that I use for my ST coursework and just see the code that I used for that, because that code, it was very simple, but it was very complicated, I would say. So kind of hard to memorize. So if you open Python idle and I look at the code, okay, so here's the code. Okay, so it's replaced. It wasn't stripped, it was replaced. Okay, so I used, okay, so I can't even, seriously? Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, so if I copy this, then paste it. Okay, so it does work. So, um, so we're gonna do lines equals, and then you replace the first one. So you replace all the slash n's with nothing basically. And we're gonna change this variable to that one. Okay. So if you do print lines, I mean run the thing, it should print out. There we go. It prints out both my names. Okay, because in the text file, if you remember, it prints out thing. If we did it without this line, okay, and we just ran it, it has a slash n, so you can see it doesn't like, you don't want the slash n's. Okay, hopefully I see this in the editing and I can take that out of the recording, but if I don't, sucks. Okay, so we printed it, okay, but now we want to do for line in lines, and then individuals dot append line. So just like that, very easily imported. We're gonna actually add a print function over here as well. So individuals. Okay, so there we go. It all of a sudden prints and it imports. Now, if we were to delete this file and run it again, it'll get an error. No such file or directory as thing. Okay, that's good. Now we're debugging. Now we're seeing what could go wrong. So you could use something like this. So you could import OS. You don't need to install this module externally. You can just, it's with Python. So if os.path.exist and then write the file name, so then .txt. If it exists, then do all of this basically. If it doesn't, then skip it and just go ahead. So What? Okay, so there we go. Okay, so there should be no space. There should be space there. So there we go. So the thing is empty, the list. But if you add Kevo, then it adds here. I'm gonna add someone else. Okay, now we're gonna restart the program. I'm gonna shut this as well. Okay, we're gonna restart the program, and there's two people in there, Keval and someone else. So it does import. Now, imagine if you wanted to do something along the lines of putting into a list where it has two variables. Okay, so um, actually no. So now, if you wanted to do something along the lines of like not using txt, but you imagine you're working with a massive ass dictionary, okay, then you're not gonna want to do it like this is very long and inefficient. You can use pickle. Okay, this is a module that you can download. I think you have to download this. I'm not too sure if it's a like it comes with a standard uh, installation of Python, but so individuals. Okay, so that's actually not gonna work. So individuals date. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna each time we enter the name we're gonna add the person. Actually, hold up. So I'm gonna do something. It's basically like I'm starting again, so we don't need this. So we're gonna add a comment there, and okay, so that all is for importing and exporting data using .txt. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this down a bit. The next thing we're gonna do. Hold on, does this? Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is um importing and exporting data using .pkl. Okay, so with pkl, it's another module. It uses another module. So import pickle. Okay, so we're gonna do so a function called individuals. Yeah, individuals, and then we're gonna do name equals input, enter a name. Okay, and then after that it would here's a dictionary, so individuals and then dictionary. So in this dictionary the key and then the value, it's gonna be player name, and then it's gonna be the score of the person. Okay, um so default score is 0. So when you add a individual, it's gonna add it to the dictionary, which is like this. Okay, then 0. Okay, because we want thing. Now we're gonna actually add a print function as well. Individual. There you go. We're gonna print it out twice. We're gonna print out before we add the person and after we add the person. So here, so if I run the program, it doesn't. Oh, okay, because I'm not calling the function. Okay, why do I always make this mistake? I don't know. So we're gonna call the function. Now it's gonna launch. So it prints out, it's empty, as you can see right there. We're gonna do me. So and an error came. Function object is not okay. So it's messing up. So there you go. We're gonna do that. Okay. So what happened in that error basically is type error. Function object does not have that support item assignment. Okay. Basically, I had the same name for the function and for the individual dictionary. But now it should, because I changed it, it should work. There we go. So I'm in it, and have 0 scores. So basically that's that. Now if you wanted to do in a text, it's not impossible, but it's harder. It's why you're gonna waste time on this. You could be doing other stuff. So with pickle, you could do um with open and then the file name. So individuals .txt, no, .pkl, and then in this one you have WB or RB. WB means write and RB means read. So we're gonna use WB as F, and then we're gonna do pickle.dump and then whatever the dictionary name is. Okay, or the list. You could use the list for this as well, but I'm just using a dictionary. And then the F um there, and that should actually dump it, to be honest. So if you do run this program and you see on the side over here, it should create a file. So Keval, and it should create a file. There we go. So individuals.pkl. Now if you were to run open this with say Notepad++, okay, you would get all of this crap, and then you would get Keval. Okay, so the it's still readable, I guess, in a sense, but it's not fully readable, I guess, because it still has the values. So yeah. um so if you want to read it again, so now importing. Okay, so now you can write into the file. Now you want to know how to import, so importing, import that. Okay, so importing, we're gonna do something along the lines of with open individuals txt, no, not txt, pkl, um rb as f. So it's basically the same line as this, but it's just this changing to rb. uh so temp equals pickle dot load, and then f. Basically you're loading the file. So here in this code you're opening the file as f, so the variable f is basically the file. Okay, and in this line you're loading the file and you're applying whatever is inside that file to temp. Okay, and now then you apply it to this dictionary, so there, and then temp, and then you would actually keep global. So I've faced some issues, so to fix those issues I just keep global over here and it works. So yeah. And this should actually import it. So if we were to do importing, okay, and do a return over here, we're gonna print the thing out. Okay, um it should actually import. So there I am, straight away I'm there. So look, this one's empty because it hasn't imported yet, so it's printing out, then it runs down here, it imports, and one backs up here, does all of this, and then it prints out again, and then I'm here. So that's that. But then if you were to do this in actual program, certain files won't be there in the first time you launch the program. So if I delete this file and I launch the program again, you'll get this error. No such file or directory, just like we had before. So you can actually just copy this code that we wrote again, wrote before, but I'm gonna write it again. So if os.path.exist, and then same thing, so individuals.pkl, and we're gonna just push this to the right a bit, and you just OS is not defined. Okay, so we forgot to import OS, but now there we go. So there was nothing to import, so it's still empty. And we're gonna do Keval, right, and then we're gonna launch again, and there I am. So that's pretty much it, to be honest, of you know files and data storage within Python. And you could do this for one pkl file. One thing you're going to notice that one pkl file can only store one list or dictionary. Okay, so you can't store two dictionaries in a pkl file, in a single pkl file. So if you're using like 100 dictionaries, then you're gonna have to create 100 pkl files basically. So that's one thing to keep in mind, but it's very simple. It's just basically these codes here and these codes right here. So it's really nice and simple, which I actually used in my program for my A levels. So yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.